Allow me to show you something.
When your partner has a strong hand, the 15 to 17 points shown by the one-no trump opening bid, it's usually a good idea to hide those important cards from your opponents by having the strong hand be declarer, not dummy. So, responses to one-no trump openings, as well as looking for the best contract, are designed to make the opener declarer by using artificial bids. Before we move on to those bids, it's helpful to look at some example hands to illustrate how and why we do things differently over one-no trump openings. When you were playing level 2 bridge, you would happily have chosen to play in no trumps with these hands. There are no suits in which you look vulnerable, and you have entries to the south hand to take the finesses that you need to in diamonds, hearts and spades. But keep the north hand the same and change the south hand to have one more club and fewer helpful jacks, and what happens? Now, if North tries to play in no trumps, they are going to have real problems getting to the south hand to play towards their honour card holdings. They will have to play all the suits out of their own hand, and might well take as few as 4 tricks. In a club contract, however, they might well take 9 tricks because they can use the trumps in the south hand to get there, allowing them to take the important finesses. This kind of weak hand with a long suit plays much better with that suit as trumps than it does in no trumps opposite a strong, balanced hand. For this reason, hands with long suits, at least 5 cards in a major or 6 in a minor, respond to no trump openings even when they are extremely weak. They should do so with no points at all. Because they want to keep that strong hand hidden though, responders showing 5 or more cards in a major or 6 or more in a minor do so via transfer bids. South knows that this very weak hand will play better in 2 spades than in one-no trump, but rather than bid it, which would make them declarer, they force their partner to bid it by making a transfer bid. By agreement, the responses of 2 diamonds, 2 hearts and 2 spades to a one-no trump opening all have an artificial meaning. They ask partner, please, bid the next suit up. And that ensures that the strong hand becomes declarer in the major suits and when the responder has clubs. The 2 spades transfer is a slightly imperfect system because it has to serve for hands with either minor. The opener will bid 3 clubs, which responder then corrects to 3 diamonds when that is their suit. So, hands with 5 or more cards in a major, like this one, or 6 or more cards in a minor, like this one, always start with transfer bids, regardless of strength, because it's still important to have the strong hand be declarer. But of course, if you have a better hand, you will go on to bid more over opener's bid of the required suit. You might have noticed that the 2 club response to one-no trump is not used as a transfer. Once again, clubs are singled out for special treatment, this time to ask a question. Partner, do you have a 4-card major? Because you need 5 cards in a major to open at the 1 level, lots of balanced hands that open one-no trump will contain a 4-card major, and the hand will play better in the 4-4 major fit, where one exists. With this hand, for example, 4 spades is a much better contract than 3 no trump, where the opponents could easily take 5 club tricks at the start. So the responding hand needs a way to find out whether the opener has a major fit without raising the bidding above the 2 level. The 2 club response to one-no trump is reserved for that purpose, and it's called Stamen after its inventor. Unlike the transfer bids though, the responding hand doesn't do this with weak hands because if they get the wrong answer, they would then have to play in 2 no trumps rather than 1. With that information in mind, you can, once again, see the process of picking the best response to one-no trump as a decision tree, starting with the question, do you have 5 or more cards in a major? If so, transfer to that suit by bidding the suit below it. With 5 hearts, bid 2 diamonds, or with 5 spades, bid 2 hearts, and your partner will oblige by bidding your long suit. If not, do you have 6 or more cards in a minor suit? If so, bid 2 spades, as partner will bid 3 clubs, which you can correct to diamonds if that's your minor. Of course, these transfer bids are artificial in nature, so you have to tell your opponents. In the case of Stamen and transfer bids, because they are so common, you just say Stamen, or transfer. When your partner makes one of these bids, you announce rather than alert the bids. If you don't have either of these long suit requirements for a transfer, then you must have a balanced hand. So the next question is about the strength of that hand. Is it weak with fewer than 9 points? If so, just pass. Is it invitational or game forcing with 9 or more points? If so, you can afford to check whether you have a 4/4 major fit. Do you have a 4-card major? If yes, bid 2 clubs to ask partner whether they too have a 4-card major. If no, then do you have an invitational hand? Exactly 9 points. If so, you bid 2 no trump. If you have more, a game forcing hand of 10 or more, opposite partner's minimum of 15, then bid game, 3 no trumps. As always, you'll find more information in our hints and tips section on the website, along with a quiz and a copy of the decision tree to refer to in the heat of the moment.